Welcome to a Nebraska cornfield. Nebraska is one of the top corn producing states in the United States. And today we're meeting a local farmer, Mitch, who grows corn near Aurora, Nebraska. He's going to be showing us how he uses science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM, to help him plant and grow his crops. Mitch, thanks so much for having us out to your farming operation. How long have you been farming? And tell us about the family operation.
I'm a sixth-generation farmer. We farm west of Aurora, and got my wife and 3 kids on the farm with us. I farm with my dad and my brother. I have been farming since I've been 10 or 11, but technically I've been farming on my own fields since 2019. So just my 6th year growing my own stuff, but been on the farm helping Dad since I've been able to walk. So.
Family operation.
Yep.
What kind of crops do you grow?
Yeah, so we grow corn and seed corn and a little bit of soybeans. The field corn we grow is used, and we take it to ethanol plants, is where the majority of our stuff goes for field corn. And that's also used, for other things like feed for cattle, and this area is a big one. And then food products and stuff like that. And then we also do seed corn, which is a kind of a specialty crop that we raise corn that will be grown by local producers for the next growing season. So we have two corn crops on our farm.
That's really cool. The corn you're growing this year going to help corn farmers all across the U.S. in the years to come. So tell us what's happening behind us today, Mitch.
Yeah, so we're here today planting. I'm working on a quarter today. Should have this one finished here a couple hours, then we'll go to the next one. We're just getting seeds planted for the year, putting it in good conditions. We are really hopeful for what the year is going to be. We've got good moisture right now.
So before this planter and tractor shows up into this field, what do you do to prepare the soil?
The first thing we do after harvest time, we come in and we have our local cooperative will soil sample it, and they'll get us soil sample results back that tell us the nitrogen in the soil, the phosphorus in the soil are the 2 big ones, as well as potassium and some other micronutrients. And then in the fall or in the spring, we'll come through and we do a thing called strip till. And that's basically we just till up 6 to 8 inch strips through the field, and that's where we'll plant then in the year after. A lot of time and a lot of preparation goes into it before we are able to get to this point. So we started preparation, last November. So we're 5 months into the preparation, and now we're finally getting to see the fruit of all of our preparation come to fruition here in the field. So it's an exciting time.
Seems like farmers will prepare their soil a little bit different depending on where they're at, just here in Nebraska, but all across the United States and beyond.
Yeah.
How do you determine what's the best thing to do with your soil before planting?
So a lot of it has to do with the different soil types we have. We're very fortunate where we live that we have pretty consistent soil types across most of our fields. But as we look at it in a broad spectrum, we look at it as how much clay content we have in spots, if we have any sand issues, if you have just like good black dirt, that kind of helps us make decisions on what we'll do in the fall.
Seems like farmers in Nebraska plant their crops in April and May. How do you know when is the best and right time to plant?
We don't usually go off of calendar. We go off of when the soil is ready for it. So ideally, you want to make sure that your soil temperatures are above 50. We look at the weather, make sure that it's not going to be anything super cold coming up to damage the seed that we put in the ground. We just go off of conditions.
So once seed goes in the ground, how many days before it will show above the ground?
So that has a lot to do with the soil temperature. So if you put it in the ground like we are today and the soil temperature is 60 degrees plus, you could see that corn coming out of the ground in 7 to 8 days, 6, 7, 8 days. If you put it in the ground when it's cold and you have colder weather, it might take 2 weeks to see the seed come out of the ground. So it just so much revolves around early on the soil and what the conditions are like.
When you're planting, how many rows are you planting at once?
Yeah, so as you can see here, we have a 16 row We run two 16-row planters. We plant 16 rows in the field at a time. It's great for efficiency. We're able to get enough covered in a day that we go home happy, and yeah, it doesn't take us a long time to get planting done because we do have equipment that is efficient and works well. So
farming has become quite sophisticated with a lot of technology on every single piece of equipment, not only behind your tractor, but inside the tractor. You're monitoring a lot of things. Let's start with the planter. What kind of technology is on 16 rows?
Yeah, the biggest thing that we have for technology on here is called precision planting. Seed goes in the hopper, and then there's seed plates that will spin in a circle that drop the seed through the seed tube and into the ground. And all of that information gets relayed from the planter and all the sensors that are on the planter into the cab, where I can see it on our different screens that we have in there. And that's how I am able to set the planter, is through all the screens. So each row has several different sensors and different things that tell me how the planter is running and if it's working correctly. I spend a lot of my time during the day looking at screens telling me how the planter is working, and then obviously getting out. It's very important. The screen might tell you one thing, but it's very important to get out and dig up behind the planter and make sure that it's planting how the screen is telling us, just so we're double checking everything and making sure it's right, because we really only have one chance to get a good crop started, and so we don't want to take any chances.
Are you able to make real-time adjustments as you're driving through the field, or do you have to come out and manually change each row?
So I can make adjustments at the touch of a screen. I can go, right now we're planting, our seed populations are at 34,000 seeds per acre, which is the size of a football field. And so if I want to make that higher or lower, all I do is I just hit a button on the screen, and then I can adjust, and all the rows will adjust to that planting population based on what I tell it to do. So everything that is technical, sensors and all that stuff is all done in the cab. If I want to make the seed get planted deeper, then I have to come out and I have to manually do that on the row. So
let's talk about math. How does math play into your role as a farmer?
There is a lot of math that goes on in my world. I should have paid more attention in high school math. To start the year, we have to figure out how many gallons of fertilizer to put on per acre. We have to figure out how much herbicide to spray per acre. We have to figure out how many seeds to plant per acre. So we spend a lot of time figuring out different rates and how much we need to put on for fertilizers and all that stuff.
When you're planting, how many seeds will go in a single acre? And as a reminder, an acre is about the size of a football field.
Yeah, so we're putting down 34,000 seeds per acre, which is a big number. But as you look at it for a football field, it's not really that much. We deal with numbers that are kind of hard to wrap your head around, 34,000, stuff like that. And like just thinking about it, like 34,000 spread over a football field, like that would be every 6-8 inches is how far we spread it out. So when we plant, ideally you want to have it every 6 to 6.5 inches for seed spacing throughout the field. So we gotta make sure we double check on that.
Planting, one of your busiest seasons of them all. How many hours a day, when conditions are right, will you plant?
Some days I'll plant 8 to 10 hours, and there's other days that I'll be in the tractor for 18. It just kind of depends on if we have weather coming, what the conditions are like, if I need to get fields done to move, stuff like that. So it's just a day-by-day thing. Today it'll probably be 15 to 16-hour day for me. Last night we planted until about midnight and then was back out here this morning at 8. So each day is so different, just kind of ebbs and flows. So
how does it feel when you're finished planting?
It's such a relief. It's such all of our time and preparation to get the fields ready and get a plan ready for the year, to finally have the seed in the ground, it's like just a big weight lifted off our shoulders. We can now go into the season of growing a crop and not just putting it in the ground. And it's sweet relief when the planters are done for the year, for sure.
Join us in the next video as we head back here in the field with Mitch in the heat of summer. Discover how he uses his agronomy degree to scout for crop health, fight weeds and diseases, and protect his corn crop using sustainable practices. You won't want to miss it.